Hi netizens, I'm to show how to derive the end term of an AP. The end term of an AP is Tn, which we also know it as what? T sub n, A, which is the first term, plus into bracket, n, number of term, minus the constant 1, times what? D, which is the common difference. Now, let me redefine the parameters. T sub n or Tn is what? The nth term. While the A denotes the what? First term. N is the number of term. D means the common difference. The question is, how is this formula derived? Is it stolen? So we shall look at it critically, then derive it step by step. To consider the linear sequence, the progress of linear sequence, we can express each term using what? T. This T1 or T sub 1 is the first term. Every sequence, series, whatever it is, it must always start with what? The first term. And we denote it with what? A. Then T2 becomes the second term. T3 becomes the what? The third term. T4 becomes the fourth term. This continues. This progresses. Then, to obtain the nth term, we have what? Tn. If A is the first term, I want us to use the method of jump. We call it jump. How many times does the common difference jump from the first term? So in that case, to start with this, we need to attach the first term to every term. Here, the first term, this is second term, attach the what? First term to it, put your plus. Then third term, also have your first term, indicate your plus. Then the fourth term, you have your first term, put plus. Even this one, indicate your first term, also put what? Plus. Then we go. What do I say? We need to use the word jump, J-U-M-P. How many jumps of D are we going to have from the first term? Seeing is believing. This is the first term, right? How many jumps of D are we going to have it from the first term to second term? 1. So we have what? D. Starting from the first term, how many jumps of D are we going to have from the first term to this what? Third term. This is the first term you count 1, 2. We are having 2 jumps of D. That becomes 2D. How many jumps of D are we going to have from the first term? Count. 1, 2, 3. So the fourth term we are having what? 3D. Now, if that is the case, this is the nth term. We do not know how many jumps of n we are going to obtain right there. But if you take a close look at this, you discover that each common difference or the coefficient of the common difference is always what? 1 less than the term. 3 is the coefficient of D, right? It is 1 less than 4. 2 is the coefficient of D. It is 1 less than 3. 1 is the coefficient of D. It is 1 less than 2. Here is just like 0D. So we can say 0 is the coefficient of D if possible, and it is what? 1 less than 1. If that is the case, the number of terms we need to subtract 1 from it. Seeing is believing. If that is the case here, we can say, bringing this value, we say A plus into bracket. Which term is this? This is the fourth term, isn't it? Then we bring in this 4, then minus 1 because it's always 1 less than the term, then times the common difference. So going forward, we have A plus into 4 minus 1 is what? 3. Then 3 times this is what? 3D. We're having A plus 3D. Is it not the same with this? Yes, it is. So if that is the case, we can approach it the same way. How did we bring in this 4? It is from this term, which is the fourth term. What is this term given here? It is what? N. Therefore, we bring it into here. Then minus 1, because they are always what? 1. The coefficient of this is always 1 less than the number of term we are talking about, or the nth term. That becomes minus 1. Then times the what? Common difference. So right now, we can actually deduce that the nth term of an AP becomes A plus into bracket n minus 1 times D. I hope this helps. Please like, comment, and share. Bye-bye.